have no pressure. There's no pressure on our boys. Yeah, we expect the best. We have a very good team. Yeah, and Ingwe, they start with a lot of pressure, but eventually we tame them. We are very confident. We understand the field. We understand the stadium. That is where we are. It doesn't scare us. In fact, FC guys will be scared of the big empty stadium.
Nadhania hii game haitakuwa na pressure kutoka nje. Ni wachezaji 11 wale watakuwa ndani kwa timu hizi zote mbili. Wale watabadilisha vile matokeo yatakuwa. Lakini ukiangalia ni vigumu sana watu kuamini ya kwamba FC na Gor Mahia wanaweza cheza katika uga ule hauna mashabiki. Na ni mara ya kwanza, hatujui hiyo experience itakuwa aje. Tumecheza hizi mechi zingine bila mashabiki. Tumeona especially upande wetu kama FC ikiwa ngumu kidogo, sababu unapata FC ni timu kubwa, ile mashabiki wakiwa wengi na ile shikuti yetu inapiga ikisukuma wachezaji. So Jumapili itakuwa mechi ya kipekee, na kusema ukweli pia mimi ninangoja kuona vile wachezaji watajituma bila mashabiki katika mechi hii ya Mashemeji Derby.
I think we need to appreciate that fans play a very crucial role in football, not only in football but in sports in general. They create an atmosphere, but most importantly, fans also provide an avenue for clubs to generate revenue. We are at a place where we cannot have fans for now. It is not in our liking. It's caused by COVID. There are protocols in place, and the decision of if and when fans are allowed will purely be dependent on the sanitary situation of COVID-19 in the country. So it's not something that we can sit here today and discuss and say we can have X number of fans in the stadium unless we are advised by the Ministry of Health that according to the assessment of what they remain professionals in this, it is safe to bring back fans. For now, as you are all aware and as we've seen elsewhere in the parts of the world, is that fans continue to stay away from the stadium. Of course, it's for their own safety, those around them, including their loved ones, but also for the safety of the general Kenyan public. So we cannot fix a number on how many fans will come back to the stadium. However, as a federation, we want to say this. We want to say that if and when that decision is made to bring back fans, it has to be gradual, progressive, and consistent with existing health regulations in the country and the FKF COVID-19 protocols.
#22268. You'll be given all the information on how to open an ABSA One account. That's Africanacity, that is ABSA. Now, to get to the conversation, allow me to introduce the rainbow. Lion of Mudhurwa, Victor Wanyama. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm good.
You're good?
Yeah.
I've only been chasing this interview for about a month.
Yeah, and,
But I completely understand you've been busy. And just now I'm going to ask you what you've been busy doing, because I've been stalking you on your Instagram, so I have an idea. But let me give a few shout-outs first. If I don't, these people will crucify me. Raima Jaka says, I'm fast to tune in. Idris Leki is following. Adego Jr., Xavier Gital Masharia, let the Lion of Mudhurwa know that we wish him the best. Ahija Kote says, Nikondani, Gilbert Machisu tuned in. Joskin Kicha, Victor. Okay, he's just calling you. Deco Kazola, Vic, how are you? I think people are really excited to see you. Brian Munene wa Mutindi was watching that conversation from FKF just now, saying in Chan, fans were allowed to attend games, why not us? Yuaya Kaj says around and about. On that, guys, let's just follow the law and what we are being told by the authorities. But Vic, first of all, how have you been and how long have you been around? Because when did your season end?
Our season ended end of December, and I've been here for maybe a month and few days. So yeah, it's been good.
It's been good, and you've been very busy, mostly in Busia, and I want us to get into that before we talk about, we have so many things to talk about. EPL, Scotland, Canada, Royal Cup, we have so many things to talk about. But how is the project in Busia going? And tell us about it.
Yeah, everything is going well. I've been going there to see how they are getting on, and they have finished the foundation, so we are moving to the next step, which is the laying of the foundation has been done. Now is the starting of the building to go up, of which it will be, I think it will take maybe 6 weeks to be done. So everything is going well.
Basically, you are building an academy.
Yeah.
And tell us about it. What was when did you decide that I want to build an academy? Why is it in Busia? Do you have financiers or you're supporting it yourself?
No, this has been something that I've been thinking of, because in Kenya we have a lot of talent, and especially in Western. So a lot of players also come from Western. And
a lot of players come from Western.
It's true, because
it's a fact. Yeah.
Yeah, they don't have facilities like, at least like we have here in Nairobi, at least. But still in Nairobi, we don't have good facilities. But I was thinking about that. So my dream was to have an academy, give back to the community, give them the chance also that we didn't have, but something that will make it easier for them when they go abroad. They can just get used to the game. They can adapt easy as the ones in Europe, so the same system as Europe, and then it can be easier for them, when they go there, and they can just get into the team easily, and
So you're building a world-class stadium, a world-class academy, basically.
I don't want to say this. I just want to finish, and then we see how it will look like.
It's a work in progress.
Yes.
Because for people like you and people who have gone to Europe and achieved in other leagues, you basically had to hustle. Especially, what challenges did you find when you got to Europe, knowing that you didn't get that foundation?
For me, it was difficult. So the challenges I had to get used to, to the pitches, also to the surrounding as well. Over here,
the weather.
The weather over here. We were used to playing on the rough pitches, and sometimes on the artificials. But when you get there, then everything is different. You are training on the world-class pitches, and the ball moves differently as it used to. And yeah, I think that plays also a big role, because and also you know, the understanding of the game when you're young. Over there, they start at a young age. So when you get there, it's not easy. So you have to start from the.
It's like you're learning to play football all over
Yeah,
again.
it's like you're starting again, like to start on the basic again. So it was not easy, but that was one of the difficult things that I faced, like to start again through the basics. And yeah, it took me time, but when I got there, then yeah.
So this academy you're building, you'll take children from how young? From what ages?
I think from 12 to 17, 18, 19. But also we will have like, you know, young kids, you know, coming like on the weekends or after school from 7 to 10, you know.
So this is, I can't wait. When can we hopefully see the doors opening?
I don't know the timings, but hopefully by September.
Oh, so it's this year?
Hopefully this year by September, hopefully.
If we learnt anything last year is that the plans are not up to us. Anything can happen and you have to change your plans and adapt. But I wish you the best in that project. I've been seeing you touring around Busia. Is it yours, or you're lending your name to it, or you're the one funding it?
No, I did fund it. And yeah, I'm working with some other people like at this stage. You know, the thing in Kenya, you have to start somewhere for the people to see how serious you are, and then maybe from there, if they believe in your if they believe in your project, then they can come and help you. But you know, I had to start by my own money, but that's not the problem. So for me, it's just to try and even if I do it on my own, it's just to try and make sure, you know, we have something that can bring up the can like brush our kids, our young talented boys to be playing in these big leagues that we watch on TV.
And leave something behind, because I think you, for Kenyans, you reached the English Premier League. Let's start there. So they will always be looking up to and asking, what did Victor leave for us? And I think this is the best gift you can give back to Kenya, that I want to give young boys an opportunity that I didn't have. Let me just read a few comments. Then I want to talk about a bit of your stint in Europe before we come back home. Deco Kazola says, great mind, bro Vic. Not sure. Rashid Agrim, Kenya, on your academy, good job. Icon Mwalo says, Gotea Mugubi, good job in Busia. Xavier Gitao, Wanyama is doing a project in our hometown. Should I shout now, ama I sing Busia tuseme vipi? Rafiki Dennis, Kenya to the world. Masharia, Carol, let Victor leave that jacket with you so I can use it as an autograph, please. I doubt that's going to happen, Masharia. He's not leaving his clothes in this house, sorry. And there are people here who are just impressed that I'm wearing a dress. When you first went to Europe, Victor, I just want to take you back a bit. Did you ever think that Tottenham, I would get to a club like Tottenham Hotspurs? Or when you went to Beerschot, what was your target?
Yeah, for me, you know, once I made my step to Europe in Beerschot, my dream was to get in one of the biggest leagues. And I said to myself, you know, I've gotten here, yes, but I still need to put some work, you know, to get in some work so that I can get where I want to be. And every day I was working hard and dreaming just to play in one of the best leagues. So that was that was what was in my head.
And then Celtic came calling. How did that transition happen?
Yeah, actually before Celtic, I had like a team from Russia, CSKA Moscow. They came before Celtic, and gladly, you know, I had my agent was the one who asked me, you know, do you wanna, when Moscow came, my agent asked me, do you want to have money now, and you know, pass through this route of you know, making money early, and then maybe getting to make your name later, or do you wanna take this route of, you know, making your name and, you know, competing in the bigger leagues? And also, you know, I think that's what I want for you. And then I had to go with him because, you know, it was difficult, you know, to say like, okay, now I just want to go there. It was easy for me to say, okay, let me go and get the money, but I decided to, you know, get this route to make my name as well in football, to try and put my name in football big leagues, and then afterwards we see.
And I think the lesson is that if you focus on building your name and improving on your talent, the money will come.
Sure, the money always come, but you know, we have, it's difficult to we have
It's a tricky
different journey.
decision,
Yeah,
yeah.
we have different journey, so it could maybe go wrong, and then you regret, oh, why I didn't take, why did
Injury,
I not,
anything,
why did I
form.
not take this, or
Yeah.
yeah, but
I
it
think
is
that's,
what,
a lot of people don't understand that, and then we know the African situation. You don't make money for yourself, you make money for your entire family, you know. So nobody, because I see like my good friend, Michael Olunga, getting so much criticism when people are saying he's chasing money instead of coming to these other leagues. And I'm like, we can't, first of all, you don't know the whole story to decide whether what he's doing is right or wrong. So I tell people, trust that he's making the right decision for himself.
sure,
Yeah?
you know, it's yeah, I don't want to comment too much on Olunga, but you know, Olunga is a great player, and you know, I think for me, I would say he made his decision, and we should just support him, you know.
Exactly.
Because you never know what he went through, you know, so we need to support him and not to criticize him. So anything can happen in football. He will end up maybe playing in the future in the bigger leagues. You never know. This is football. Anything can happen.
Anything can happen. You're at Celtic, you're playing against Barcelona. Did you ever think, in your wildest dreams, you would score against Barcelona? And how did it feel?
Yeah, playing against Barcelona, for me I had a lot of pressure because, you know, I just joined Celtic, and the season is started, and we are in the Champions League and playing Barcelona. That time Barcelona was on fire. Everyone was scared of Barcelona.
They
you
were
know.
thrashing Arsenal
They
everywhere.
were beating everyone. So I didn't even dream of scoring against them, because just playing against Barcelona for me was enough. Just playing against Barcelona was enough. But going on and scoring a goal on that game, I couldn't sleep. I thought I was still
Kenya
dreaming,
couldn't
so
sleep.
So it was difficult. It was difficult after the game. Like, I couldn't sleep, and I thought I'm still dreaming. But for me, it was one of the best games of my career, I say.
Actually, one of my games, I won't say, I'm sure you have so many games where you feel you performed exceptionally well, and this is where I have beef with you. It was Christmas 2015, I think, either 2015, 2014 or 2016. You were in Southampton. You were playing against Arsenal, I think, on Boxing Day. Now, unfortunately, every time you play against Arsenal, I predict a score that can Wanyama score, but can we score more that we win the game? So you really terrorized Arsenal. Do you remember that game? It was Boxing Day, Southampton Arsenal.
I think I can remember. I was at Southampton. So, but to be honest, we had one of the best team as well.
When you were at Southampton?
Yeah, when I was at Southampton. I think we had a very good team, and it's a pity that we didn't stay all together. And the big teams they were also, you know, they were also aware that Southampton was a little team. So
everyone used to go and shop there.
Yeah, it was it was a shopping for bigger teams. But yeah, as I say, that game, I think against Arsenal was, I think for us was a bigger game. So we knew Arsenal was a tough team, but we were in our minds, we were like, you know, we have to beat them, because, you know, we are Southampton, and
you ruined my Christmas, and I was in Mombasa on holiday enjoying myself. I was like, Victor Wanyama ruined my Christmas. He doesn't even know this. but at least as Kenyans, it doesn't matter which team you were in. And I know Tottenham is one of Arsenal's biggest rivals. At the end of the day, blood is thicker than water. So even though I'm an Arsenal fan, I think the whole country always wanted you to do well. And then when you got called by, what was it like working under Jose Mourinho, first of all?
Yeah, I think Jose, when he arrived, I was injured and I wasn't playing, so I was coming from injury, and it was difficult. So I worked with him, and he was good with me, and yeah. Actually, that time for me, I was frustrated. I wanted to play because for any other player, if you ask any other player, he will tell you like playing time is very important. So for me, I was miserable because it was
not
long.
getting your
It was
playing
long.
time.
I didn't play. I come back. I have to wait. I go to speak to the manager. He said to me, you have been injured. You just came back. You need to be patient. And I was like, no.
I want to play.
It's too much now. I want to play. Is now or I leave.
And under Pochettino?
Under Pochettino was good. Was good. We had a good run, and he was a good manager. We reached the Champions League final. Took us to the Champions League final, and yeah, all of a sudden after the Champions League final, things didn't go well. But I think he was one of the best managers that I've ever been coached by. So for me, I will always remember him for sharpening all the players that they went through him at Southampton and also at Spurs.
And that goal of the season that you scored, that gave the whole world goosebumps. What was going through your mind when you kicked that, when you smashed that ball? That was not kicking, that was smashing.
Yeah, so he was against Liverpool. So yeah, I came on as a sub, and it was like just took me just 5 minutes to get going, and then the ball just came to me rolling very well, and I didn't think twice. I had just to smash it, and I just saw the ball back on the back of the net, and that was it. So I didn't know what to do. I was surprised as well because the way the ball came to me, and the way like I had connected with the way I connected the shot, I knew this one
It's going in.
is going in.
You can feel as a player that have hit that ball well, it's going in.
Yeah, like
Unless the keeper can save it, it's going in.
That one, to be honest, there was no chance for the keeper to even put their hand on it, because the way I struck the ball, it was so difficult
It was a bullet.
to even how the ball moves. I don't know. Like I looked at the net and I saw the ball coming back towards the center line, and I couldn't believe it. I was really happy, to come on in a big game like that and also make a difference.
In fact, someone here is saying, where's that comment? That bullet against Liverpool it's disappeared. They said it's a goal we'll never forget. What influenced your decision to move to Canada?
Yeah, as I was saying, there are some clubs in Europe, of course, they were interested in me, and a lot of them, they were asking for loan first and option to buy, and Tottenham didn't want to have that, so it was difficult. I had to fight with Tottenham, and it was getting also towards the end of the transfer market. So it was so difficult because every team that was coming, they were being told, no, and for me it was.
You wanted to go somewhere and play.
Yeah, it was frustrating. So I had to go up to the chairman and I told him, like, listen, I came here, I did well for the club, I played with all my heart. Unfortunately, I got injured and I didn't play a lot. Then when I came back, I didn't play a lot. So I want to play, and I think now it's my time to go and play somewhere else. So I had to beg them, I begged them to let me go, and they listened to me. It was, I cannot say unfortunate, but I'll say, like, fortunate the transfer window was closed, but American MLS was still open, and I decided to go there. I decided to go to Montreal. So Thierry called me, and
Thierry called me. Hey!
So
Thierry Henry called me.
So I was I was happy, you know, with what he told me, and I couldn't resist.
I would not resist either. How is it playing under Thierry Henry? How is he as a coach?
I think he's a good coach. He's a very good coach, and also he's passionate about the game, and also he can be hard, you know. He can be very, very hard. You know, he demands a lot, and he just want you to do well, and you know, every day he will keep on, you know, pressuring you to improve, and I think that's what we need as players.
For your personal career, what are your, after Montreal, or is Montreal where you want to retire? What plans do you have, or you're just taking it a day at a time for your personal career?
I said, you know, I still have a lot of years to play football and enjoy football. So I'm contracted by Montreal, and I want to do well there. I want to perform well, and then the future will sort itself, you know. I want to improve every day. I want to my stats to go up, and to perform every week. So and then let my football do the talk.
Let his football do the talking. I want us to take a break. Huh? When we come back, we've talked about your career. When we come back, I want to bring it back home. I want to talk about Kenyan issues. I want to talk about Kenyan football. I want to talk about development of the game in the country. And I want to just pick your brain on some of those issues. So guys, when we come back after the break, that's what we're going to talk about. During the break, we're also going to play an interview that Ghost Mulee had yesterday. It was a press briefing after he selected home-based players for upcoming Harambee Stars friendlies. So we'll listen to Ghost talking, and then I'll ask Victor a few comments about Harambee Stars. And if you have any questions for him about Kenyan football, shoot. That's why we're here. So we'll see you after the break. Don't go anywhere.
It's Owen, and he's got his hat-trick.
Throughout my career, I've had people encouraging me along the way, helping me to get things done.
And Owen shoots!
Whether it's from my parents, whether it's from different coaches, teachers at school. I think it was very beneficial that I had two older brothers. I always wanted to be as good as they were.
Oh, what a finish!
My father always treated me like a professional footballer. Even when he would talk to me, he said, I'm going to cut your steak tonight because you need to be strong for when you're a professional footballer. Those little subliminal messages. Hence, I thought I was a footballer probably before my time. My dad said right from the start that I was always going to be a centre forward. He said I just basically loitered around the goal.
What a pass! Michael Owen wins it!
I think if I had to name one player that's assisted me throughout my career, most of all, it would have to be Steven Gerrard.
Gerrard, here's Michael Owen.
From the age of 11, we were in the same Liverpool team together. Invariably, he would be the one doing the assists, and I'd be the one finishing it off.
Gerrard, that's a brilliant ball! That's dazzling!
ABSA, the official African banking partner of the Premier League, is giving you the assist so you can get things done.
I just came to unveil the team that is going to go into residential training, non-residential actually, because we want to meet the players at least twice a week, leading to our game against Egypt and Togo. We have back-to-back games that will be happening in the month of March, and that's why we decided at least to call up the local-based players. I'm happy the league is up and running and very competitive. When you look at the top 6 teams, then any team can be able to maybe win the league. Well, I think when you look at all these players, they have shown some kind of good skills in the games that they've been playing. When you look at KCB, they are very strong defensively, and National Lembi is one of the players that is standing on that back four. Maloba also, for City Stars, he's been outstanding in his performances. The Major, just promoted from the under 20 now, coming to the senior side, he's done very well for Tusker. He's a young striker, but you can see that he has potential, and who knows, this could be the next revelation for Kenyan football. The plan is to see the local players, if they can be able to, they have shown at least what they can do, and I'm happy with the way the league is very competitive. And when we played Comoros, it was very difficult to engage a lot of local players in the team because they didn't have any match fitness. They were not playing anywhere. So it was so difficult to bring in them, most of them. And then there are broad-based players who came also. There was a lot of happening at that time. Right now there is a very steady league. So with these local players, I think it's going to be nice for us to watch them closely and see. I'm hoping that we can have one friendly before we play Egypt and Togo, and that, of course, is going to determine maybe which local players are going to break into the first 11. Well, I'm so happy with the clubs and also the local coaches. They're doing a great job. And when you look at the league, actually the top 6 teams in the league, you can see the competitiveness, you can see the quality of the game, and that gives me a lot of hope that we still have local players who can do the job. And I want to thank the local coaches for a good job. And when you look at that, it gives you a lot of confidence that these local players can be able to actually represent the country without any problems.
Welcome back. This is Radull Live, yes, and today I'm honored to be hosting the Victor Wanyama. It needs like 4 E's, the Victor Wanyama. Before we get back to our conversation, just a reminder that you can get an assist from ABSA if you open an ABSA One account. Yes, an ABSA One account will grant you flexible loan facilities, repayment periods of up to 7 years. Guys, whatever you're dreaming of and you want to do in 2021 and you cannot afford it, talk to ABSA and they will help you realize your life goals. Simply text the word ONE, O-N-E, not zero, O-N-E to 22268, O-N-E to 22268. Someone will call you back on a weekday and give you your information on how you can open an ABSA One account and get on the road to achieving your life goals. Now, we're listening to Ghost Mulay there, and he selected locally based players for upcoming friendlies and, of course, in preparation for AFCON qualifiers, Victor. And basically, Ghost was saying that we have some new players coming through from clubs like KCB, AFC Leopards. There's this guy called Rupia, is that his name? Who's just banging in goals for AFC Leopards. And he's giving these youth a chance. How important is it for African-based players to get some national team experience ahead of these qualifiers?
I think it's important because, you know, they're the future of also African football. So when they get the chances, it means also the league is growing as well, you know. So it's important to also to strengthen our leagues by them playing for the national teams, and you know that way they can produce a lot of players that they can play on the high level.
And just to focus a little bit on Harambee Stars, I don't want to talk too much on Harambee Stars because we only have about 25 minutes left and there's still a lot to talk about development of football in this country. And it's more or less the elephant in the room because it is questions we've been asked and asked. Arnold Origi was sitting here the other day and he was asked the same question about what happened in the Comoros game, because the feeling from fans is that of course, the focus goes to the coach all the time, that, and we're so quick to say the coach must go without giving him time to get the player on his side and to get the players thinking like him. But what, in your view, went wrong for Kenya against Comoros?
If you ask me what, I'll put it as a player, you know, and it's always difficult. It was a difficult period as well. For the players, for the coach, you know, with COVID, the preparation was difficult to come and assemble the team during that time. We didn't have the league going on here, so it was tough. So as other countries, the players who are playing on the other countries, they didn't start also the league because of COVID. Few of us, they were busy playing, so it was tough. It was tough to come and, you know, try to gel together. I think we were a little bit, you know, we didn't have that connection, and we had also little time to get to play together. But we cannot use it as an excuse. I can say we try to give our best. We know things didn't go the way we wanted them to go, especially the home game. We had a lot of chances, so we didn't utilize our chances. That was one of the biggest, you know, issues that we had. We didn't utilize our chances, because I believe if we could have taken the first leg game, it could have been maybe easier. Could have made it easier for us away.
The pressure would have been a bit less.
Yeah, but I understand what it comes with. You know, in football, it's always there. When you win, everybody praises you. Everybody, you know, praises the team. But if you lose, you know, we have to accept. When you lose, you have to go and watch the game again and try to look where you went wrong. And, you know, the fans will always be right, because, you know, they demand the performance. They are
the fans are the best coaches, in quotes.
So the fans will always demand the
fans,
performance.
As fans, we can be a bit too harsh sometimes. In fact, when I was talking to Arnold Origi here, he said he didn't sleep for like 2 days, just reviewing the goals that went in and thinking, I could have done this, I could have done this. And I don't think people understand that you guys are human beings, and it's not that you lose and celebrate, you lose and review your performance, and it disturbs your day. Anyway, Ghost has said that he still feels Harambee Stars can qualify for AFCON 2022. We're only on 3 points. There are 2 teams ahead of us on 8 points, and we have 6 points to play for. But one of them is Egypt at home, and one is Togo away. What are your thoughts on Egypt here and Togo away? Are those points 6 points we can secure?
Yeah, you know, football, you know, it's about preparation, and they are tough games. And if we prepare well, we have every chance. You know, we stand a chance. So in football, you have to go until the end, because we have seen it before. There are teams that start slow and they finish on top. But no, we know we have a very big task, and it's almost like impossible. But you know, it's football as well, as I'm thinking about it. And if we can win the first game, then I think we stand a chance. So the game at home here, it will be the game of our lives. So we need to give everything for Egypt, and then if we win that, then we stand a bigger chance to go through.
In the same breath, AFCON 2019. What happened at AFCON? Because was it just that we were in a tough group? Because the 2 teams that beat us actually went on to the final. That was Senegal and Algeria. And we did get a result against Tanzania. Do you think that was just a good experience to build on?
I would say yes, because most of us, that was our first major tournament with the national team. And
actually, all of you, I think, because since 2004.
Yeah, so I've been there.
Yeah.
We've been there, I think all of us, because I would say, yeah, all of us, we didn't know how it will, what the experience, how it will feel to be there with the bigger countries like Senegal and Algeria in the same group, and it was tough. But you know, also it was a difficult period that time as well. You know, some of us were struggling a little bit with with injuries, you know, a lot of key players, they struggled toward the end. Some of them didn't make it. Some of us we did,
Like
but we were not
Mandela, was it
100%.
Mandela who got injured while in training in camp in France?
Yeah, Brian
Yeah.
Mandela, yeah. So it was a little bit tough, but you know, as well, you know, having Algeria there and Senegal in our group going on and winning playing in the final, both teams. For us, I think our group was the toughest group, you know, of the tournament. But you know, we know now. We know now. We know now. We have experienced it, so we know what to expect, and we know, like, you know, how to start now.
I want to talk a bit about the Kenyan Premier League and the fact that here we have a league which primarily feeds the national team. Fine, we have all you players who play internationally, but we seem to be struggling. Apart from Gor and AFC, we have a big problem when it comes to fans, and all the clubs, including Gor and AFC, have a big problem when it comes to financing. What do you think we can do? What have you seen that clubs abroad are doing and getting right that we can probably adapt in our Premier League, in our NSL, to see our teams and league go to the next level?
I think the things that European clubs do and we don't do it here, I think, is to just engage, involve the community more. You know, getting them to sign in, to register as the members of the club, and like fine club, and then from there, in one family you can get maybe 7 people, you know, with the academy. Just let them feel like they're connected to the team, you know, get them involved, and like that, that's how you create fans. So you go and involve community, and then you can grow your fan base that way. I think Gor, they started doing that a bit, and now, like before, I've seen them, you know, going to stadium a lot. FC also, they're trying to do the same. So the teams also, like, you know, KCB, I know it's difficult for them, but they can try also, you know, engage the community. You have teams like Kariobangi Sharks. They're from Kariobangi. They can go to Kariobangi and, you know, get the community involved. You know, do some few things to get the community feel like they're connected with the team, and like that they can get, you know, fans.
Actually, because if you speak to an Englishman and ask them which team do you support, they will never say the English Premier League sides. That's what I realized. They will say the Luton Towns, they will say their local teams. Those are the teams they support first. Then they probably have an affiliation to a Premier League team. And I guess that's what you're saying, that if you involve your brothers and sisters and your neighbors in the team that is in that area, they in turn will talk to their friends, and that's how you build a fan base, basically. And that's how you build, I guess, loyalty, because our clubs don't, apart from Gor and AFC, there's very little, and maybe Zoo FC and Kericho, there's very little loyalty between fans and clubs.
Yeah, sure. I think it's just like letting them feel like, you know, they are part of the team, you know, like that, you know. Like if you go to a family and they have kids, you get the kids to the academy of that club, you know. And also, I think what hurts a little bit is also sharing of the stadiums. So for me, if I was like a Kariobangi Sharks, I'll build my stadium in Kariobangi to try and get, you know, that hype with the community.
It's in the community.
It's a community. Team like Tusker. Look at Tusker now. Tusker, they are trying to play in Meru, and they are getting there. They are trying to get the people from there, you know, to come and, you know, and support them. But it's difficult because they are not from there. But we don't have a team that is in Premier League that comes from
area,
Meru.
yeah.
So they can make a bigger fan base there. So if they do it well, they can make a bigger fan base there.
And most teams should adapt that method. Do you think it hurts that we have so many corporate clubs? Because I feel it's so hard for me to wake up and say I support a corporate club.
I think, you know, I wouldn't say that, but, you know, also like corporate clubs, let's say like KCB. KCB, actually, you have people banking with KCB. You know? And the people banking. Listen, the people who are working with KCB, if also you get them, you know, I know some of them they have already the teams already, but if you try and maybe just get something behind it, buy maybe you have this, you have maybe. Like KCB you offer something, you offer something to clients, and then you can win a ticket or things like this.
I have friends who work at EABL who got in trouble because they're Goran FC supporters.
But forcing someone is difficult.
You can't force.
If you force someone to
tell a
get attached with
who works for who banks at KCB to support KCB.
But there is a way behind it.
No, but I see your thinking, but I don't think it can work, because it's like saying we all have Kenya Power, so let's all support Stima. And my worry with these corporate clubs is that most of them tend to be run as CSRs. So even within the club, you don't even see clubs using their team to market. For example, the way you're giving KCB as an example, if I was KCB, I would use the players or the top scorer in KCB or the goalkeeper to be on my billboards, and use them to market my brand as you're marketing the team. And the same probably with Tusker. They have superstars who have passed through Tusker FC. Put them on billboards on Uhuru Highway and sell your product using your players. Unfortunately, for most of our corporates, I see that they take their teams as CSRs, and those are the only clubs that manage to pay their players and remain in the Premier League. So you see the real community clubs tend to then fall back to lower leagues.
It's good to do the CSR, what the corporate club they are doing, but also, like you said, involve the players. Let the players go maybe in the ghetto and do some charity works, use them, as you said, use them, and then like that, people will feel also some connection, some type of way, and offer them something as free tickets sometimes. Sometimes you need to start from somewhere. You need to also invest in something to get what you want.
There's a comment here from Bola Touchline, a fantastic social media handle that just started recently. I don't know if you know them. They're doing the lifestyle around Kenyan footballers in a tasteful manner, and it's run by some lady. She says that's true. European teams have the community supporting their teams. Most teams are connected with their community. They have teams for kids, and the kids pay to be part of that. This creates ownership, and the community feels that they are responsible for supporting the local community team. And that makes so much sense. You feel this is our club, not that club in our area. This morning, unfortunately, I got a text from Bondo United saying they failed to honor their game today in Menengai because they don't have fare. And I am going to call the interim officials after this, who had to get rid of the officials who were misbehaving, and tell them, why have you not marketed within Bondo town? Knock on shops, knock on doors, tell them this is your club. This is how much membership is, and then in turn use that for your bus fare over the weekend. Let me talk a bit about the Royal Community Cup, which I think you started about 3 years ago. How many editions have you run, and what was the thinking behind the Wanyama Royal Community Club? The Wanyama Royal Charity Cup.
We've done I think two of them, 2 editions, and actually we wanted to let the parents free their kids, to let them know, also food, talent can pay, talent can put your child somewhere, and we wanted them to get involved, to see how their children also, they can change their lives through their talent. So for us, we went and think about it, and we came up with a strategy that also the part of the prize that the kids win, part goes to their school for school fees, and a part goes to them and their parents, so that the parents also can can let their children, to go out and do what they love, not to lock them out, don't do this. Just go to school and just focus on your studies. But if you combine both, actually they can work, and also they can change their life through their talents.
So how many children were you able to accommodate during your first and second tournament? Because you had how many teams?
I think we had 32 teams, 16 from girls also, and 16 from boys, and we were giving them food, breakfast, lunch. We were picking them from wherever they're based, and also dropping them after the game. And every team had kits. We kitted all the teams. We provided balls for the teams, and if you are knocked out, also we try to give the teams that they were knocked out a few balls and jerseys. So it was. I think it was a good. It's a good tournament, and also I want to thank the sponsors who came to support us, and they also what we did. And actually, the best thing with our team, the charity Royal Charity Cup team, they always want transparency, and they show the books to the sponsors, and the sponsors, they're happy to
come back and sponsor.
To come back and sponsor the tournament.
You ran 2 editions. I know last year nothing could happen.
Yeah.
Are you hoping to have another edition of the tournament this year?
Sure. We are hoping to have, depending on how the COVID
will open up.
Will open up, yeah. So we'll have another one. Or if there is a way we can do another one behind also COVID, if it's still it's going to be here, but it's a safer one, for everyone. The first thing for us, everyone should feel safe, and like that, then we can make the tournament, continue.
Let me read a few comments here from Princess Nelly. She's watching from Doha. She says, would you like to be a coach of the national team in future? Would you like to go into coaching at all?
I don't know. Now I'm still playing. I don't wanna
jump the gun.
I don't wanna say I want to be this, I want to be that, but I wanna stay around football. So I still have a few years to play, and then from there we will see.
You come from a very sporting family. It's not just you and Mariga. It's your sister as well. She plays basketball, professional basketball.
Yeah.
Where is she now?
She's in Spain. The club is actually located in, I think, Deportivo. In La Coruña. They call La Coruña. So I don't know. It's difficult name of the team. It has a difficult name. I can't pronounce it. So
I saw Mariga posted about 2 weeks ago that
Yeah.
she signed for a club in Spain. Before that, she was in the States playing basketball.
Before that, she went to the States, but she didn't stay a long time there. And she came back, and then she went to Spain.
But your father is also in the game. In fact, there's a comment here. I don't know if I can find it. Someone who was saying your father did. Cephas Tendereza is watching from Uganda. He says, did Wanyama ever visit Mbale in Uganda, where his dad was head coach for Mbale Heroes FC?
I know.
That must have been a long time ago.
Yeah, I didn't go there, but I know my dad used to coach Mbale Heroes, and I didn't get the chance to go there. But he loves football. He's been a coach here in Kenya and Uganda. Now I know he has retired. Now he's just doing his own things.
Okay, I'm going to get a few random questions from people here. Xavier Gitao Masharia says, Victor, now that Carol doesn't want to leave the autographed jacket, it's not my jacket to leave, but I'm sure you want to. My question is, what's your most prestigious moment? Is it playing Barca in the Champions League or scoring the goal against Liverpool?
That's a difficult one, a tough one, but
both.
If I had to choose, both they were bigger teams in Europe, and also I'll go with I would say Barca, because Barca that time, I remember they were unbeaten. Only Madrid and Celtic beat Barca that season. So I would say the Barca one.
I would agree. If I were you, which I'm not, I would actually agree that Barca was, that was an amazing moment. Morris Nev Muhindi just says, Victor is a good player. He controls the midfield well in every team that he goes to. Yeah, you can be a terror, and I mean that in a nice way. Fab Karaoke says, the goal against Liverpool in front of the Kop will always remain a classic. Let me see where else there is. Zax Waweru. I'm sure you know Zax Waweru. He was a football commentator for the longest time on KBC. He says, it's only that Wewe ni wetu. That goal against my team Liverpool, I would have blocked you on my Instagram page. Trust me, we've all wanted to do that now and again when he terrorizes us. Let me see. Guys, please keep language clean as well, eh? They're mad at Mourinho because of he didn't play you, but I don't want to read that on TV. Fab Karaoke says, I believe we can actually beat Egypt at home. The Togo match away is what worries me. Do you find that there's more pressure at home or away?
I will lie if I say there's no pressure. Pressure is always
it's always there.
It's always
regardless.
there, and at home it's more because you're at home. You know, everyone is expecting you to win.
Yeah.
They don't look at the team. Who are you? What's the team? So they just want a win, and also that keeps keeps you on, turns you to the game. The focus is always high, and you want to give everything to win the game. So hopefully we can start well against this game.
Where do you think Kenya missed the bus when it comes to African football? Because for me, Kenya was on the rise about 15, 20 years ago. And then all of a sudden we're seeing Uganda's overtaking us, Ethiopia is overtaking us. Where do you think we missed the bus?
For me, I think where we missed is when we started fighting, the wrangles, when the wrangles started at the top there, in the federation. That's where we lost our focus a bit, and then we fall behind. But hopefully now we can catch up and get back to where we were.
I was hoping that Mariga would throw his hat in the ring, but that's not a question for you. That's a question I'll ask Mariga when the time comes. I want to see him at that top job at the Federation. Hilda Chepto, she's also a sports journalist. She says, who does Victor look up to in his position?
Wow. Wow.
Midfield.
Yeah, I used to look at a few.
But it can change.
A few players, yeah. SCN, I used to look at SCN, and also Mariga, when I was playing there, I used to try and study them. I loved, looking at different players, also at, when you're a defensive midfielder, sometimes you need to go forward. So when I wanted to look at the tackles, I used to see how Gattuso was tackling, how SCN was tackling, and also how they get forward as well. When I want to see a player who used to score goals on that position, Vieira used to do that. Roy Keane used to do that, and I just look, try and look all these big players, how they play, and I imagine like how can I learn from them. Like I always imagine like I'm the one who's playing that role, and it's on TV, but I imagine like I'm the one who's playing there and try and learn what the guy is doing better.
How they're handling a situation. Because that's a very tough position. If there's any position
and how I can improve
on the field, they say that defensive midfield is your job is actually to cause trouble. It's where you get the cards. It's where it's supposed to be a rough player's job, position.
I would say, I put it this way, you are the heart of the team. So you need to make things click, You need to be also play with the ball, use the ball well. You need to be aware every time. You need to protect your defenders and your goalkeeper. So it's not an easy. It's a bigger one, and also you need to feed your strikers and your wingers. So is a bigger task, but you know that's what we enjoy doing, and we always learn.
There's somebody somewhere being asked right now, who is your idol? And they're saying Victor Wanyama. How does that make you feel? I'm sure there's some player somewhere. Who do you want to be like when you grow up? And they're saying Victor Wanyama.
Yeah, it makes me feel good because, you know, as well, you know, at some point, people were asking me before, and I was the same, you know, and that means, you know, I've set a good example, and you know, I've managed to compete well, where people, they can admire you as well. Young kids, they can admire how you play, how you get on the pitch, and also outside the pitch.
Tell me about this UN Habitat partnership that you recently signed.
Yeah, so I started with my foundation, Victor Wanyama Foundation, where I was doing things, but I wasn't, you know, highlighting them a lot. And then this COVID just, you know, attacked us. It attacked everywhere, every country in the world, and that's when we tried to get partners. So we joined forces with the UN Habitat, and we were trying to give education and to the communities about how they can go about, you know, learning about the new virus that has came here, you know, educating them about you know, the risk of, you know, of the risk of the virus, and also how they can avoid, you know, the spread. And that's when also our communities, majority of us lost their jobs, and we tried to look ways how we can, you know, we can support them during the tough periods. So we joined forces with UN Habitat, and we came with projects that saw a lot of women in our ghettos, you know, get some few coins through, you know, sewing the masks, and that's how we tried to create jobs for them, you know, sewing the masks. And also our boda guys, you know, just, you know, transporting the mask to different places, and that's what we were doing. And food
is it
as well,
long
food
term,
stuff.
or it was just a project?
No, it's a long term. It's a long term.
Partnership.
Like foundation is there for you know, long term, and also the partnership now, you know, is, I believe it will be a long term partnership, because, you know, we have the same thing in common, and UN Habitat, they saw that, and that's why we came together, and they gave me the ambassador over here in Kenya to do a few projects with them.
Congratulations on that. In fact, someone here says, Cynthia Nagwash, Victor has been doing good work to communities, especially during the pandemic. God bless you. Maldini Juma says, great vision. God bless you, bro. Orero Products, good job. That's a legacy left. Ata ukiwacha ball, one kid groomed through that academy will... okay, I think there are words missing, but he's basically saying good job with your academy, because that is the route to go. Unfortunately, our 1 hour is up. Do you have any parting shot for both the young players who are playing football now? They're struggling, they don't know whether to give up or to continue, they're not getting paid. Do you have any word of advice or encouragement for them? And then probably, if you want to, what do you think our government is not doing that they should be doing in helping to support sport?
I think, you know, I'll start with our government. You know, our government, they need to, I think the Ministry of Sports need to be more connected with our local clubs. And also, I say more with the grassroots as well. They need to support the grassroots football more, and by doing that, you know, it will help. It will help the country to produce, you know, the young talented players coming up, and we'll have a strong. We can have that way. We can have a stronger team that will represent Kenya and do well.
In fact, someone was saying instead of us putting pressure on the government to give us 5 state-of-the-art stadiums, they should instead look to have decent stadium in all the counties. So instead of saying these 5 cities will have these grand structures that we can't maintain, let's ensure every area of the country the kids have somewhere to play.
Exactly.
Right now they don't.
Yeah, exactly. For me as well, you know, this stuff they're putting also, for me, I don't prefer the turf, because the turf hurts, you know, the turf hurts the knees and the back. It's not good. So if they can, they should look more for grass, because turf out there, not a lot of teams they use turf. And also, if they want to use turf, they should use the FIFA approved, you know, turf, not just to get the carpets and put down and say, you know, yeah.
And look after it.
Yeah, and look after it as well.
I'm not sure when you were last at City Stadium.
I know the biggest problem with us in Africa is the maintenance.
Yeah, City Stadium,
we
I
have
think
nice
it's
things,
this
but the
colour.
maintenance is.
If
we just improve our maintenance, like we do things and we maintain them well, we can keep them in a good shape.
And some of these things must really frustrate you, because you've been in Europe, you've been all over the world, you've seen how things work. And if they work, we can have employment, we can improve the standard of our game. And it's not happening.
Yeah.
I'm frustrated.
Yeah, it's frustrating, you know, coming back and, you know, seeing some stadiums that they are, you know, they are best stadiums and they are shut. Like City Stadium now is you can't play there now, and it was one of the best stadiums, I believe. And you know, if they were taken well care of, you know, they could have been, you know, hosting good international games there, and people could have had jobs there, you know. So if we have good things, we should now like look into maintaining them and you know, doing something that they'll make it easier for they will make it easier for other people to come here and train here and camp here, and also they can make it easier for the federation to try and bid for these big tournaments, CHAN, African Cup of Nations, things like this.
But first we need to take our sport seriously. As a government. As a government. But Victor, just a parting shot to the young ones before we wrap.
For me, I put it simple, you know, never give up. You know, always do your best. Look at it on the bigger picture. I know, you know, tough times don't last forever, but you know, tough people will. So you just need to keep going, work hard, and one day you see the change.
One day you'll be the next Victor Wanyama.
Hopefully.
Or Mariga, or Olunga, or all these players who are doing Kenya proud. By the way, Victor, thank you so much. Thank you so much for this 1 hour, for finally finding time. I know you're up and down between Nairobi and Busia. When are you going back? When does your season resume?
Actually, I'm going back next week. So we're starting the pre-season. And yeah, hopefully I can do a lot before I go back.
So Victor here doing what he can. I wish we can all do what we can. I always tell people, it doesn't matter how big or small you are, don't think you can't do something. Even if it is going to the stadium, paying 100 bob when you're allowed, you know, do your bit for the game.
Yeah, you know, the smaller contribution, you know, it makes bigger, you know, it makes a bigger difference. So, yeah.
We can't all, Radull can't build an academy, but she can talk. Thank you so much, Victor. It's been an honor to have you here. Thank you guys for watching the show. I hope you enjoyed it. It will be here to be pinned on this page, Radull Live, for the next week, and then it's on the page forever if you want to share the link and you want to catch up on what Victor is doing. I think you're doing so many fantastic things, Victor. And you're still active, you know. It's not always easy for a player who's still active to get involved in so many projects. But I wish you the best. Send my regards to Thierry Henry.
I will.
Tell him the Arsenal fan from Nairobi. We were both Guinness brand ambassadors at the same time. So at least I got to meet him here.
Yeah, I will. I reminded him and he knows. He said you guys took him to eat the Kenyan fufu, so...
He knows. He knows.
So he knows.
Hey, I've insisted. What the hell? I've insisted. But thanks so much, Victor. Thank you guys for watching. By the way, I put Safaricom airtime in the comment section. If you got it, tell us you got it so that people know that it's for real. If you didn't get it, maybe you'll get it next week. And I know some of you are waiting for Betika kit. Unfortunately, there's no more kit until April. But in April, we will resume. I'll be giving out kit every week on this show as well. There's so many teams that are in need of kits, balls. It's endless, and it never ends, you know. I know you know, because I see you giving when you can. But thank you, Victor. It's been an honor.
Thank you for having me.
And thank you, guys. We'll see you again next week on Radull Live, right here at 1 p.m. next Saturday. Air bump.
Done?
Done.